heart attack. Fast, fatal, hard impact. Past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions. Fact, don't ask, grab reactions. Jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused. Call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now. Y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do continue, I want to say something about this particular series. Now, whenever I came up with it, I thought about just making it a series about pirates and, a whole adventure about stuff like that. But upon further thinking about it, I had a bit more of an idea. And I was thinking about whether or not I should add curses, I should add, somewhat magical artifacts, or even if I should add fairy tale-like creatures. So I'll be at least adding a little bit of things here and there in the little mini-shot, and see what I want to do going forwards, if this ever does become a series. Now, with that being said, let us start somewhere in the middle, with Izuku Midoriya. Right now he's currently on a ship, and he is going over a bit of things, as we do have where he's on the crow's nest, looking around and seeing if he can spot anything out in the distance. And right now he can't. And he's just sort of bored. He doesn't understand what they're going to be doing. So, he's been left up here just to look at things and see what's going to happen. Okay, well, there hasn't been anything interesting for the last few days. They've noted down islands that they've seen, and their captain, from what he does understand, he is looking for something. He hasn't told them what, though. What the hell could the captain be looking for that's so damn important out here? Now, Deku, he actually is going to look into a direction. And the moment he actually is going to see a large ship, he does go to at least alert the captain. Or at least alert somebody by shouting down below. And he does at least go to climb out of the nest, and go to climb down one of the large poles connecting to the ship's sails. Now, upon doing so, you do actually have where he does at least go to point into the direction. As he does go to at least talk about how, if he's right, probably about a few kilometers or so, there's a ship that way. Really, boy? Yes, Captain. And, it looks fairly large. It might be, a Navy vessel. A Navy vessel. That's just what we're looking for. So, looks like we're a little late. Late, sir? Yup. Now, kid, I'm quite happy with your performance. You spot things out pretty clearly. And you know exactly what to do. So, if we can get through this, you can get a little bit more of a cut. And hey, if you know how to use a sword, much appreciated and much helped. I want to find something on that ship, something on that vessel. If we can find it, then maybe you can get promoted. Really? Now, Deku is very intrigued. And the captain is going to call everybody around the ship, and they do actually come back up on deck. Them talking to the captain, as the captain does go over a few things. Currently, right now, all they're doing is they're attacking a ship. It's fairly large, and it is going to have a lot of crew members. So everybody, get as many weapons as they can carry, and fight as much as they can. Because today's raid is going to be a lot. And so far, they are going to be in a little bit of trouble if they aren't properly prepared. So, get the weapons and get the cannons. When they get close enough, they're going to attack it. Now, everybody does got to gear up. And we do actually have Deku. The captain does lead Deku up and tell him to sail towards the ship. Because right now, he needs to get a few things in order. And Deku, he actually is going to bring his hand up to the wheel. And go to at least run his hand across it. As he has to go to start turning the ship and shouting out to people for directions, as they do cast full speed, or, well, full mass, if I'm correct in that terminology. Now, all of them, they do go barreling to the ship, and we do actually have on the other vessel, where they're currently going over a bit, before somebody does go to shout down below that there is an approaching ship. What type? I'm not sure, Commander, but I'm not too sure from the looks of it if it might be a friendly. It's not another Navy vessel. No, sir. I believe that might be a pirate ship. Pirates? But we're too far away. Sir, they're changing course. In fact, I think they're headed right for us. Are you sure? Certain? It does appear that way, sir. Now, the captain of the ship is trying to get everybody ready. They're currently going to be attacked, so they need to prepare the cannons. And we do actually have Deku. He's sailing the ship to intercept them at their current speed. And right now, we do have our people that are kind of confused about what he's doing. And Deku, yeah. He does try to tell people, get the cannons ready and loaded, because he's pretty sure they might get spotted on approach. And everybody, they do at least get to call Deku out that that's just common sense. Now, Deku, he is getting disrespected right now. And certain people, they are talking back to him and telling him about how he isn't the captain. However, Deku just tried to explain to them that right now, if they don't load the cannons, then all their lives could be on the line. And right now, the captain gave him command of the ship. Now, a lot of people do want to dispute that. However, the fact that the captain didn't take Deku's hands off from touching the wheel does show that he is in charge. So for right now, they do begrudgingly listen to the guy that they don't like. And we do actually have, whenever, Deku and everybody, they're flying towards the ship. And the ship, whenever it does start to fire, you do have Deku who does try to take evasive maneuvers. And somewhat steer in a way to where they might be able to, well, bounce the cannonballs off the side. Or at least, hopefully, graze the what is it? Where their armor can fully save them from the cannonball. And right now, Deku, him and everybody, they are prepared. They themselves starting to fire. Now, this is where things start to get chaotic. And whenever they are getting closer and closer, a few people do realize what Deku's doing. As whenever they're close enough, Deku just directly ram the front of the ship directly towards the front part of the other one. That ship actually going to turn left and going to almost capsize onto its left side. As they're basically forcing the ship to the left, as everybody, they do get ready to board it. A lot of people are just going to run over the sides and directly leap towards the other ship. Some being able to catch themselves, and some almost falling as they do try to climb up. And others, they do get ready with certain hooks. And right now, Deku is going to watch that. Himself actually going to bring the ship up, and someone trying to maneuver it better. The moment he does actually go to turn it, he does get to actually jab something downwards into the wheel, so that it won't move. And there is actually whenever Deku, he does go running towards the side and going to actually leap over onto the other ship. Him barely making it, as he actually is able to grab onto the side of it and then get pulled up by somebody else, who they talk about how the kid is a crazy little fucker. And Deku is going to smile as Deku go to turn and bring up a gun. Him directly going to blast directly into a Navy soldier as they were trying to approach both of them. And the moment Deku is going to do that, he does directly run up to the soldier and go to pick up his gun, before going to at least grab the soldier's sword. Now, the moment Deku is going to stand back up, he does directly go to rush into battle. And he does going to fire off the flintlock. Now, some people, they actually take notice of Deku. Deku, he's a strange little guy, or a strange kid. And from what they can see, he is well trained with a sword, since he took a soldier's sword and he does pull his own. And right now he's running around with two swords, trying to just attack and fight a lot of people. And there is actually whenever they do attempt to shoot Deku. However, you do actually have a pirate who does go to pull a blade, and Deku going to turn and throw the blade directly at the person. It's getting jabbed into the person's neck as they're going to bring their hand up to it. Now, Deku actually is going to turn and see the soldier, as he is going to turn and run directly for a door. The moment he is going to run into it, he is going to smash right in, as you have the captain, who does go to somewhat flinch and try to fire at Deku. However, his gun, it goes off a bit prematurely, and he actually does go to spin around and try to use another one. Deku rushing forwards and going to directly throw himself against the table, him pushing it towards the guy, as he does get hit by it, drop the gun, and smash into the wall. And Deku does go to directly jump onto the table before leaping forward with a sword, him jamming it directly into the captain's, shoulder. And the man is going to scream out in pain. What the hell are you doing on here, you fucking pirates? Listen, we just need whatever you have on board. So you talk. I do. Now, give us what's on board and we'll leave. You know exactly what we're looking for. Huh. To think. Pirates after that cursed thing. Well, go ahead and take it. What? Go ahead and take it. We've been trying to get rid of it for years. However, it just keeps finding us. Maybe if it's in someone else's possession, then it will finally leave us alone. Leave you alone? Now, the man is going to bring his hand up, reaching directly into his jacket to pull out a small little key. Especially in a Deku that over there in the corner is a small box. Take it and open it. Then he'll find what they're looking for. Now, Deku does look at the captain, and the man is going to smile as Deku is going to pull his knife or his sword directly out of the man's shoulder. Him actually going to pick up his gun and is going to walk over to the thing. Confused. That was easy, wasn't it? That was too easy. Deku going to look towards the man, asking him exactly what's inside that box. Kid, if I knew what was inside that box, I would tell you. That thing, though, it's, strange. And I pray that whoever does take it, they're able to get rid of it. At least it'll be off our hands. Now, Deku is going to open the thing up. And he does watch as whenever he does throw open the top, there is a strange glow emanating from inside. And Deku is confused. This isn't some sort of candlelight, this isn't anything, it's some sort of glow. Deku bringing his hand up and over. As whenever he does go to at least hear something. But we're going to pull it back. And he has to actually go to look directly over and into the box. And the moment he does, you do actually have where something does go to throw itself outwards and directly latch itself to the bottom of Deku's neck. And Deku, he actually going to fly backwards and fall, hitting the ground trying to grab around at this thing. And the man, he actually is starting to laugh, as Deku does feel this strange collar wrap itself around his neck, and the area where it's directly by his shoulders and on his collarbone. Now, the moment Deku actually is going to try and bring his hands up to pull this thing off, it doesn't come off. And he's just confused. What the hell is this? What is this stupid fucking thing? Now, you're going to start to pull. And you start to pull more. And whenever he actually starts to feel it come off of his neck, he does actually get a searing pain. The thing's starting to somewhat light up before Deku is going to stop pulling on it. And he actually does feel his skin in that area start to burn a bit. Now, the man does talk to Deku about how he is a stupid little pirate, and that he's been cursed by that artifact. What is this thing? Kid. I don't know. If I did, I would wish I'd never found it. Now, Deku is going to bring up his gun, and pull the trigger. The man being shot as Deku is going to walk out of the room. And by the time he does, a lot of people, they've already either surrendered or have been killed. And right now the pirates, they are the last ones really remaining. As when the captain does go walking up to Deku, he does ask him if he found that thing he was looking for. I don't know. The captain, he was a fucking lunatic. I am my boy. But what did he tell you? Did you find it? Do you know what we're looking for? Where is it? Now, Deku is going to bring up his hand, pulling back the upper part of his shirt. And the man is going to stare down directly at Deku's neck. And he is actually going to reach out and grab for it, telling Deku to take that stupid thing off, because it's rightfully his. Now, the moment the man is going to grab at it and try to pull it, it doesn't come off. And he's surprised. Before he does, they tell Deku to stop holding on to it. And Deku is going to bring it both of his hands. Ask him exactly how is he holding on to it. My boy, what is that thing? I don't know. It hissed at me earlier and it jumped at me. It jumped at you. Yeah, I don't know what the hell this thing is. Interesting. Now, the man is going to hold up his hand and tell Deku that for right now, until they can find out how to remove it, then he's still in the crew. And in fact, maybe he needs his own little personal quarters. Really, Captain? Yeah. We can change some stuff around. Maybe find you a personal bunk. See what you can do. For right now, though, we want to know more about that thing. See what else can happen with it. Now, a few of the people, they actually are a little annoyed. And Deku is going to turn his head and see that, as they do take what they can from this ship. And after they're done and they do go to pull away from it, they do go to burn it down. And a lot of people, they're sent to their watery grave. Now, we do actually have later where Deku, he's sitting down in that personal room of his. And he actually is quite surprised. He's got, well, a bed. And it's actually made of, what is it, feathers and springs? Whatever it is, he doesn't know. He's just surprised. How the hell did they get an actual bed, like from a, what is it? What are those places? A lodge? No, a place of residence. Some of those strange words, I don't know. He doesn't know how to describe it. Getting one of them here, instead of just sleeping from a hammock that's hanging from the roof? That thing's insane. Deku lying back on it, and trying to think about what to do. Him actually going to walk over and grab his gun. And the moment he does, he actually just watch as something strange happens to it. For a second, it does go to light up. And Deku, he does go to watch that before he does go to at least watch it disappear. And he's surprised, looking down towards his gun. Now, Deku, he does go to at least hear a knock on his door. Him walking over to it as somebody has come walking in. Now, Deku, he's pushed backwards, and the person who's come to walk in, they do at least talk to Deku. It's the captain, and they are quite interested to know what he plans to do. Captain, what do you mean? My boy, that artifact, it is a powerful one. And it's one that is very unique. Really? Yes, my boy. In fact, it's, very rare. And I believe it to be one of a kind. What do you mean? That artifact there, it was a necklace of an ancient sea goddess. And it was believed that she can bestow magic to certain people, even certain objects. Now, Deku, he is quite alarmed by that, going to look back towards his gun. as the captain does continue on, explaining to him, Deku, he needs to hand it over. And sadly, my boy, that it is not something that he can easily do. Uh, Captain, I'd be willing to give you this thing, but I just can't take it off. My boy is the problem. Now, somebody else does come up to the door. As when they do go to walk inside, they do ask the captain if he has a minute to talk. And Deku, he does hear the following conversation whenever they do go to step outside, and he does get to close Deku's door. Captain, that artifact, I have found more information on it. You have? What can you tell me? Well, sir. Sadly, there's no story in which the thing is removed where the person's still alive. That's a shame. Well, now, it's supposed to point towards treasure, isn't it? Captain, that thing, it's cursed. Many of the tales and stories from after the goddess, whenever man has that object, it never ends well for them. There's no road in which that object will bring fortune to us. It's cursed with death. Everyone who's ever taken that thing on, everyone who's ever been around it, been involved with it in the way that we are currently, they've never been alive to share the story. That is a predicament. However, the current person wearing it does appear like they do need to die. Captain, you can't seriously be thinking about that. What would the others think? You showed favor towards him today, and you kill him? That type of thing wouldn't do well with the crew. It wouldn't sit well with them. Are you talking back to me? Now, the person they do is going to continue, expressing that if he does kill one of the crew members he is seen to favor, everybody may not trust him whenever he does actually have the thing in charge. And right now, Deku, he is still new. So if he does kill a young, promising pirate, then, well, other members of their crew might mutiny. And they would rather like to avoid that. Now, the person, they are immediately told by the captain to stop, and that they are currently dismissed. And we do actually have one over Deku, he does get to back up. Him actually going to reach for his gun, as the captain does go coming through the door with his own gun in hand. Him actually going to bring it upwards and ask the boy if he can, before Deku is going to turn and directly fire off. Now, the moment Deku is going to fire, the sound sounds like lightning crackling through the air. And everybody on board the ship, they thought that there was a storm outside. And right now, there is currently the captain. He does go flying backwards against the wall, and a massive cannonball-sized hole is through his gut. The man actually flying into the wall and smashing into it very hard. As you do actually have the person who they do come running into the room and go to see Deku. They didn't know what the hell that was. And then there was a sound, the ear-piercing, just crackoom. Now, they do start to look at Deku. And Deku, he does go to drop his gun as his hand actually is burning. And he does go to look directly down at it before going to look up towards the person. And going to look towards the captain. The person looking down at the man, before looking back up at Deku. And they do come walking up. Deku going to reach for his sword as the person do talk about how they're not here to harm him. I just killed the captain. Yeah, okay. So, right now oh shit, I'm here too. Fuck me. Okay, this is not good. We need to run. If we don't get out of here, people will think we did this. And that sound already, it's gonna cause some problems. Now, the person has come walking back out, and they do go to grab onto the captain's shoulders, asking Deku to please give them a hand here. And Deku is quite confused. Before he does go to realize what they're doing, and just walk over and grab the man's legs. Them dragging the man inside the room before Deku using one of the many shirts he does have to try to clean up the blood outside. Quickly trying to wipe away what he can before going to toss the shirt inside and then walking over to his gun. Bending down and picking it back up with his non-burned hand. Looking down to see that this thing, it does actually still feel warm from the shots, but even the metal handle does carry warmth in it. Now, Deku just tried to think, did he curse his weapon? No time for that. Him actually going to put his gun back down to his waistband. Before him and this person, or this woman, do go running to a small little sailboat. When they do get to the boat, they do go to lower it down into the water. And many people, they are distracted still. They're trying to look for the captain, since they thought that they went into a stormy water. However, right now, that does cause some concern. The captain's not in his quarters, and he's not calling for anybody. So some people either go back to sleep, or they're still just surprised. Or they do just go to start drinking and gambling with one another. And right now this person, they do get off the ship with Deku. As Deku, he actually is going to, well, sail away from the boat and talk to this person. He already knows that this person, they're important. Apparently they know things. And that is something that Deku, he does actually find to be very helpful right now. And the person, you go to see Deku's face. Then I'm going to hand over a bottle to Deku, talking about how he does need to take a drink and settle his own nerves. And Deku, he does go look at them, taking the bottle from them and going to ask them exactly what is he supposed to do. That thing, it's cursed, is it not? I think so. I mean, look at my hand. Now, the person, they do go to stare at Deku's hand, seeing that it is actually not very good. Talking about how they've only seen this type of wound from a torch. Huh? Yes, this is actually very grave. And this is from your weapon? Yeah, so what do I do? Well, for right now, we do need to clean it up. If it gets infected out here, then you might lose the hand. Now, the person needs to go to pop the top off of the bottle and pour it directly onto Deku's hand as he does so slightly wince. Them actually going to tear apart their clothing before wrapping it around his hand. And then at least going to tell Deku that right now they need to know where they're headed. Okay, shit. I'm sorry. I'm freaking out, and I know you're freaking out. That is why I did grab this. Them holding up a small map. And Deku does at least tell by the moonlight where they're going. As, about 2 or 3 days later, they get back to somewhere on the mainland. And they're currently trying to hide. Now then, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And remember, rum. I had to say it was a pirate story.